Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and I am here to show you my favorite base locations in the bog. There are some, for lack of a better word, basically unraidable base locations. Now a lot of people are like, well, that's not true, everything's raidable. Yeah, of course everything's raidable, because you can throw enough bodies at something, it just takes time. So, anyways, I'm going to show you some of my favorites, and I'm going to start off with my couple of favorite on the entire map. Now, I'm going to warn you ahead of time, these are going to be where all the alphas are built on this map, because this is basically unraidable. I'm going to, on my first couple, go ahead and show you on a blood stalker so you can know that it's actually possible to get up to these things. But other than that, I'm kind of just going to fly around so you can see all the basic locations. So, what you're going to do is at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. Come on now. You see it? 86.0, 61.3. You are going to climb yourself up to the top of this metal structure. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, you can't build on top of that. You can't build on the bottom of it. However, at this moment in time, you can build at the top of it. Now, it can be kind of hard to climb up this thing, which is unfortunate. That's about the only difficult part to this thing. And, just like that. Boom, we are at the top of it. And as you can see, I have a bunch of clip platforms up here. Now you can fit, as I counted, I think there's 5 up here. I've seen 6 when I've done this before. So you can easily do that. And you can even put them in really cheeky locations like that. And that's just up at the top. You can line this entire thing here with cliff platforms, just so you can see. And this is just like you have a ton of chandeliers, and then on top you've got your other stuff. I don't know how you would raid this. Honestly, I cannot come up with a way, because it's literally basically impossible. Now here's the cool part. This is one. This is the first one. So, to give you a comparison, let's go ahead and show you again these chords. 84.9, 61.1, and let's go ahead and check out the other ones that I am talking about. You can see nothing is nearby this. It is literally just a giant structure of death, which is obviously, you know, quite useful when you're trying to prevent getting raided. And yeah, that right there, my friends, is crazy OP. So, kind of cool. Now, I'm going to go ahead and kind of speed around to the next couple of locations just so you can see them. Now, obviously, we were way high up in the sky. Now, we got to go to the other corners of this bog in order to find the other giant pillars. Now, oh my goodness, I forgot about this. There we go. There is the green pillar. Now, the green pillar, just like the other one, you can place structure up here. And look at this. You can even get it just like that. And look at that. It's basically flush with the surface, so you can build the entire way around this thing. And then, yes, you can cheat the system just like I did right here, and then technically you can build on the top of this. This is the most OP location in my opinion, because if you can manage to accomplish that feat, look at that. I just built and it can't be destroyed, and all I gotta do is pick up this cliff platform. I now have a base up on top of this. Look at that. So this is the green pillar. These things, again, are going to be super overpowering because there's no flyers. Don't know how someone's going to raid you up here. Basically be impossible. As long as you got some turrets, you're good to go. So that's green pillar. This thing's going to be, like, again, one of the most overpowered ones. And that's just my opinion on this guy. But to each their own. I think this one's my favorite, the green, just because it kind of overlooks those trees. Now, that being said, because it does overlook those trees, it also can be considered raidable because people could probably fly to you, I guess, on foot. Now, wouldn't be easy, but it's doable technically. So, let's go to the last one over here. Oh, there it is. And there is the orange obby. I think it's supposed to be red, but, you know, it looks orange to me. Now, again, we are sitting here on top of this thing, and we can do the exact same thing. You can't build on the bottom, but you can build on the top. And all you got to do is start with a cliff platform, plop down this, and then you now have access to something that can't be blown down. How crazy is that? You just need to start with one thing and then you're good to go. Kind of a little glitch in the system, but you can do this the entire way around up here, and that's how it works. So let me show you the chords of this guy. Just get to the top of 60.1, 59.6, and again, a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but I think this is basically unraidable. So that's my personal opinion. Now there are a couple more spots I want to show you, but before I'm going to take a little bit of a sub, if you want to call it that, little side note. I just started up a Patreon series, a little server. If you guys are enjoying this content, I would love it if you try and support me over there. Really appreciate it. Want to get some servers going for my subs, all that kind of stuff. So make sure to check that out. It's on my main page and it's on my Discord channel too. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out the next couple of bases. And again, more in the middle of the map, very similar design to those. We are now at the ceiling. And what you're going to do is find anywhere in this region that I'm in right now. All of them work. Now, I'll repeat that one more time. You could put a base in this entire thing and kind of just make this. There's two things you could do here. Let's slow down for a second. One, take some cliff platies and place them because this entire area is buildable. You can't place on the floor technically, so you'll have to find a way to actually locate this zone. But you can place them over there it is. Got it. So I don't think it might not let you get high enough. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a height limit, but you can place structure right against that height limit, which is pretty OP because then people can't hit you from above with cannons and stuff like that, which is pretty neat. And you can kind of like take over this entire branch and make this your home tree and then have turret towers the entire way up, and that'd be pretty hard to hit. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, the coordinates of this, just so you can see it, 67.8, 77.7, and then I'm going to show you what is probably going to be the alpha spot. Now, this right here, 1 and 2, are floating islands. Now, this one's my favorite, honestly. You've got a little bit of water in the middle of it, and if you go up above it, it's totally flat. It's almost at the world border. That was scary. And there's trees all around, so you build yourself a couple of turret towers, like one sticking off this tree, one sticking off this tree, right over here. Really? This was the part of the defense that I wasn't going to talk about here. So that just happens to be perfect because, well, that's the other part of this base defense. They will pull things off, or they'll pull people off of their mounts, and they don't spawn on top of these. They spawn underneath them, so you can quite literally use them as base defense, and it's like a wild defending your base, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So take that for what you will. Now, these guys are amazing, and I love this flat island. It's super cool. You can totally, there's just going to be so many cool things that people do with this. And then you've got the water access right over there. Tons of awesome little things. 67.8, 73.6, just to remind you one last time. Now, there are quite a few other trees that you could easily build on in this region. I'm not going to run around and try and tell you that, but here's a couple more. You can easily build in this one, right there and there. Again, coordinates 70.9, 71.1. And I continue to see these base locations, and I'm just like, man, how could you possibly raid some of these? And here's another one, just over in this region. Now, they are a little close to that tree, so I like some of the ones that are further away, like these guys over here. Now, these are the stone pillars. Now, these stone pillars, even those trees right there, you can build in them, and you can build cliff platforms on them, like this. And basically, it just gives you extra space that you can just make this huge area up here. And you don't really need that much space, especially if you're a small clan. So, like in small tribes, these are going to be awesome base locations. So, stuff like this. Let me show you the coordinates of it. 69.8, 58.9, and these things are just OP in my opinion. So, that's that. Now, there's a bunch of these nearby. I'm just going to go ahead and, move around and kind of just zoom in on a couple of the locations to this, and then you can kind of stop the video if you want to see these islands that I've been talking about, because they are pretty cool. They are really hard to raid. And the ones that I'm choosing, just so you know, it's not like I'm randomly choosing these 72.8. These are at the edge of the map as well, so people have a hard time raiding you from the outside of the map. Now, even a tree like this, just so you can see this tree, this thing is pretty neato, and you can build in this tree. Now, this tree, I'll go ahead and put down this guy right here, just so you can see you can place these cliff platies inside the tree. Now, it'll be really hard to spot somebody using one of these, and I think the point, yeah, right there. So check this out. You're kind of hidden with the leaves nearby, so people have a hard time spotting you. You can put a chandelier down underneath you, and you can fill this tree with stuff, and you've basically got like a mobile air base. Not mobile, but an air base which you can easily move around in. Now the chords, 76.8, 58.1, and the reason I like this spot a lot is because it's kind of on the edge of the map. Again, I'll show you. Edge of the map, right here. There's that tree. And there is nothing nearby that you can actually get on top of to like shoot down on that. So, pretty awesome little location. And it's kind of hidden. Next to the blue ob a little bit, but, you know, to each their own. If you're not looking for something that's, well, flat, I suppose, and you're okay with it, this brings us to my final location I want to show you. It's not quite all the way on the ground, so it's not quite perfect, but it's literally at the edge of the map. Yeah. This location right here, you can't go any further than this. Literally, your back's up against the wall, so you only have to defend from one side. And you could load this entire little island up and just have a death field down there, and then this is your main base up here. Now, this is more of like an alpha come-get-me spot, because you could literally line this entire thing with just death. All kinds of traps, all kinds of Titan boas in the water, just tame a bunch of them up. All kinds of death. You could put bear traps down in the water and then just turret towers all over the place, and you could have a very OP location. And the reason I say it's super OP is because nearby you've got some pretty conveniently placed little no build zones. So actually, is this the wrong one? Nope, this is the right one. You can build in this one. Okay, you can't build in some of the stuff nearby. So there are some awesome little locations, and the bog is really OP for base locations. Like, stuff like this just makes it crazy, crazy OP. So, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you don't mind leaving a like and a subscribe, that'd be awesome. But teach.